101, and this is another Macca League race. So, in this race, it's the same format as before, with a 25-minute sprint race to start us off, and I believe either a 40 or 50-minute race for the endurance race right afterwards. However, this might be my last race in the Macca League. It all depends on how everyone in this lobby races. I'll still do the Red Bull Junior because I'm actually pretty good at that league, but this one will determine if I really stay in this specific part of the league. And unfortunately, it's not looking like it's going to be a very good one. We're driving the Mercedes AMG GTS 2015, which is an N500 car, and I hate anything below Group 3. I thought this was the Group 3 car, but I voted for the wrong one. So it seems like we're going to be racing with a very, very loose-ended car at a good track of Suzuka. We're looking to have a high turnout for this race. There is no safety car, so everyone in this lobby is racing. So we're hoping to see what happens, really. I'm not very excited for it, but we'll see how it goes. So I will be able to talk all this race and be able to actually talk about my strategies and such. I don't really have one at the moment, but we shall see. So right now I'm just trying to post the link to all of the normal Discords that I post to. Alright, so now I can pull up my actual video, pull up the live chat, and interact with anyone that joins. So again, this is going to be a difficult race. 25-minute sprint should go okay, but I cannot be sure. And just to make sure that I'm good for the stream, I'm actually going to quickly mute my mic, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. and the groceries have arrived. So I am back. So, hello everybody. Good to be back on the stream. So let me just quickly show you what I mean by this car being so slidey. Oh god, I got something else behind me. I think it's the host, maybe, I don't know. So this car is just very bad to drive, in my opinion. You get too early on the accelerator, and it can go anywhere it wants to. It's very understeery, I think, would be the term. So I try to keep it in a lower gear through here, just to sort of have control. Try to be as good on the brake or gas as I can for a control over tremors. Sorry for my dry voice, everyone. I just woke up a little while ago. This is somehow actually probably the best lap I've done so far. I actually beat Bossaby's time just a little while ago. And I'm still currently second fastest in this lobby if you look on the left side. So that's pretty good. But it's all about consistency in the race with this car. Very much about consistency. And somehow, after taking a 10-minute break and starting to stream, I have become the master at controlling this car. I did not expect that. Usually I'd already be off by now and everything, which I still might. Still might go off in places, but it's pretty impressive how I've been doing this so far. Even if I can keep pace up in the race, I don't think I'll be able to beat Bossaby. He's still pretty fast, and unlike the Red Bull Junior cars, I'm not very knowledgeable with this car, or the combo, really, of course. So let's see. So you have to brake really early for turn 1 in these cars, a lot more than I'm comfortable with. As you can see, if you don't get your lines right, braking right, you will go wide. And that, of course, opens up your car to being pummeled by a lot of other people. So I'm almost tempted to start towards the back of this race, just to avoid any carnage through turn 1 and these little chicane areas. But we will have to see about that. I could get pole, but I don't think that'll help because I brake a lot earlier in turn 1 than probably most of these guys do. So yeah, it's, apparently I've become amazing in this car, which is quite funny. Because before I started streaming, I was sliding all over the place with trying to change my brake bias and other aspects. There isn't much I can change. And see, if you lightly touch any of the outside curbs, you will spin. So I expect a lot of people to do that when they're fighting. I don't know what that guy said in chat. I hate that it's blue. Wonder if there's a way you can change the chat color. So, whoever is here with me, I'm glad you joined me. I hope you enjoy the race. Depending on how this race goes, I know last week the race was pretty bad, and I was basically going like, I'm not going to race again. But once I saw Suzuka, I'm like, alright, I'll give it another shot. I thought it was the Group 4 AMG, so I signed up. But it's not. Still think I can do maybe decent. If this is accurate race pace times, I mean, I'm second in timings. right now, so I think that'll definitely help me. And that should allow me to keep ahead of anyone that might want to cause me some issues. I know the tire wear was changed to be lower, so it shouldn't be as bad for the race, but I have absolutely no strategy. I haven't practiced. I don't know strategies right now based on times and tire wear. I do expect the tire wear to drop off fairly quickly, and this car not to handle that well. So we shall see how that goes. This lap is going slower, so my consistency isn't the best, but we'll have to see. I do have the host's Twitch up, but I have him muted because this race has no safety car, unlike the Red Bull Junior League. So, if I fall behind, I've got to cut up on my own skill. I can't just hope for a safety car and come in on it and try undercutting or overcutting. My main worry is qualifying. Do I want to qualify up top if I have this race pace? And this is an accurate race pace. And so therefore I can be able to stay behind Bossaby, maybe stay in the slip, and get away from everyone and do my own strategy there? Or do I expect everyone to pile drive into the back of me off the start and start from the back so that way I don't get slammed? I think a lot of people are going to run off turn one. They're not going to brake in time, even though we're not going to be going that fast at the front. I think everyone's not going to brake in time, and they're going to either run off or slam, and it's really going to affect my race, I think. But we will definitely have to see when the time comes. I think I am going to try my best at qualifying. I don't think I'm purposely going to start from the back. I'm going to try taking some evasive maneuvers, maybe turn one, so that way I can avoid some of the carnage that I'm expecting, but we'll have to see. My other thing is during the race, when everyone begins to fight. These cars are not made for fighting, I don't think, so it should be interesting to see how many people will have contact and run each other off and start getting pissed. Who will get pissed at me, inevitably, because I shouldn't get anything pissed on for me, but we'll have to see. Ooh, we barely just touched that outside curb. The bad thing is, too, this car really likes to ease on the gas, and with my controller tremors, that's not going to be a very clean thing to do. And here we go, guys. The qualifier is about to begin. So let's see how fast I can actually be in qualifying. Bryce, are you still in the chat, bud? Oh, goodness. Can you let me know if my mom said she was gonna sleep there at work? Because I haven't seen her come home yet, and she said she was tired last night, but I don't know if she told you anything. Oh, these slow people. Oops, sorry, Bossy. Might be a little bit quiet in the qualifying. Again, these cars are hard to control. So I'm going to try my best to actually do a good lap. And try not to die. So this is the guy that usually gets pissed in front of me. And then the host of the league, Mac Manley, is in first. And of course Slipstream gets me. So guess what, I'm going to exit. Ah, okay, thanks Bryce. Alright, so we're going to try doing another lap here. I hate being in traffic doing qualifying. I don't care about slip. I've never cared about slip. So we are going to try and do a clean lap here. That way I can do well. And if I don't get a clean lap in, or one that I think is going to be fast, I think we are going to try starting from the back just to make sure that we don't get ramshafted up in the first few turns. But yeah, this car is very delicate with gas and turning, so it's not very fun on the pad, that is for sure. Wow, Deadline just joined, are you kidding me? The real question is, will we have to restart qualifying now that Deadline, the last driver that was supposed to be in here, just entered the lobby? I haven't seen anything come up in chat, and I have the host's Twitch muted, so I can't exactly hear him. God, I hate those turns. I haven't seen anything pop up in chat yet. So whoever's watching, though, again, I appreciate you joining me for today's race. I hope this race is enjoyable for everyone. It's going to be a little bit strenuous for me, but if I don't die, it should still be a pretty fun one for me. Just trying to keep this car in control while I go around this track. Everyone's beginning to set their times. I think what might happen is we're going to restart the beginning of the race, and Deadline will start in last. That's my guess. So again, sorry I am quiet for these laps. It's just a very hard car to control. Ooh, that was a close one. I thought I was going to touch that curb and spin out. A 211. Well, how will that work out for me? If I start on pole, I will be scared. I'm almost curious to hear what, you know what? I'm gonna hear what Mac Manley has to say. So far, guys, it seems provisional pole. We're trying to keep an eye on some of the fast guys here. But if we get pole, I will be amazed. Basabi is either having a hard time or something's going wrong with him. Although he's on the hard, so he might be testing. Let's see, how are these other people doing? I think he's trying to burn his fuel so he can get a faster time. But he's on worn tires, so he's not doing too hot. McManley just does a lap, but he's still 6/10 behind me. Alright, we're gonna try doing another lap, maybe. Once these people get by pit lane, I think we might try one more lap, because we're starting on softs. We're pretty high up in the order. So I want the speed and grip that softs will provide. So we're just going to go out now and see. Yeah, I don't think anyone else is coming up on me. So a few of the people are deciding to go into hards, probably because they're in the back and they want to last longer. I myself want to get away from this pack at the beginning, so I'm going to be sticking with softs. This race will be all about consistency. I'm trying my best. The host is saying it might be a one-stop sprint. Depends on how those hards are. I have not tested the hards yet, so that might be my undoing. But this might be my first pole in Macca League. Unless Bassaby comes out of nowhere and outdoes me. I know I might start on hards if everyone else is. If anything, I might start on mediums. This time's not looking good. Yeah, I think we're just gonna call that. What is everyone on currently? Softs, hards. What is Busby on? He's on softs. Alright, lads, quick. Do I start on hards or do I start on softs? Everyone else seems to be starting on hards. They're saying it might be either a no stop or a one stop in the actual race. I mean, even fourth place is starting on hards. Let's see, I think he's on softs. He's on softs. Start on softs. Oh, Mac Manley might get pole.
Shut up, or I'll fucking leave the party, bitch.
Mac Manley might beat me for pole here, guys. He can complete this lap. Let's see how he does. He's already 2 seconds ahead of me.
I'm leaving this party.
I'm hoping he messes up somehow.
Alright, no bother, chef. Don't take my first ever pole.
Looks like he's gonna take pole from me, guys.
No, don't quit. You might do well in the race, mate. You might do well in the race. You never know. Something could happen on the first lap.
Bruh, Bassaby too.
mod. Let's fucking go.
I was on
Why
pole,
did I react so loudly there?
and then the two fast guys, of course, beat me to it.
That was so loud. I'm so sorry. It was supposed to be that loud. Fuck, that hurt my throat.
Already starting off good.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Man.
I mean, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me and Basket on the front row, except not how you usually expect it. So.
I was so close to a pole. Hey, Henry.
Oh, I did say, what are the chances now the game's gonna put me on softs, even though I didn't start with softs? What are the chances? Please get out of his way. Ah, he spotted the wall.
Alright,
Yeah, I did it on first.
I'm gonna mute the host. And alrighty, boys. I'm starting P3 instead of pole. Let's see how this race goes. I'm up front. I was up front last race, and it didn't work out. So we're gonna have to see how this one goes. We are on soft tires. And off and away we go. It's not looking like the best of starts. Possibly already having some problems. Of course, the guys behind me don't know how to drive this car. Possibly having a hard time during the race. And someone's already rage quit, it seems. I don't know if it was because of me or not. Doesn't look like it. Oh. Oh. The German, or whoever that got up here, is currently having some issues. Macca League is in the lead. Basabi in second, and I'm in third, so it's exactly how qualifying proposed it. And look at that mess back there, see? That is what I was hoping to avoid, and so far, I have. So if they keep fighting, I'm in for maybe a good race. I know that us three up here are the fastest. I thought I had a decent lap to get pole, but I can see now even during the race, the pace is different. So right now I'm just trying to keep in line with these guys, keep it consistent to stay away from the pack behind. I don't really want to get intermingled with those guys back there. So if I do, it's going to be utter and complete chaos. So let's see how this race evolves. McManley's gaining a gap away. He's got the single car pace. He's got the Mercedes power mode, which we are in the Mercedes. Basabi's keeping with him from a distance and is pulling away from me. So the only thing I can hope for is I stay consistent and these guys make mistakes. If I can do that, then I shouldn't feel any worry. Possibly likes to break through there, so I do gain a little bit of time there. Ooh, Bossabie's losing it. Bossabie slips and slides. I'm currently into second. I gotta stay consistent, which I'm not very good at, but if I can keep at this, I should be okay. Still a little ways away from the pack. I know I'm probably going to have to come into pit, which is not going to be a good thing. I think all three of us probably have to come into pit. So if it's people doing a no-stop on hearts, then the top three here might not finish in the top three. Just kind of keep a little bit on the power to get a better exit than these guys behind me. I am slipping away from Bossabie, but I'm not really gaining at McManly. We'll have to see how the pits and strategies unfold. So far, though, so good. So we're 5 minutes through the race, about 2 laps in. Tires looking okay. It's a little bit hard to keep track of my fuel. Ooh, don't lose it, don't lose it. Maybe the tires won't last that long. Tad bit on the brakes just to gain control through the turns. I think all of us front runners will be feeling the tire wear soon. I could probably take that turn in third, but I want to be as careful and consistent as I can be through this race. I think Bossabie will probably catch up with how bad my tires are making me slip here. I wonder how far away we are from that backpack now. Just trying to keep it consistent, keep it on the track. Although it is destroying my tire wear when I try to slip and slide. So McManly is definitely keeping this lead so far. Oop, that was a little bit too hard. A little bit of Tokyo Drift, and Bossabie's right on me. So I'm not going to try defending too much from him, not in these type of cars. And that was a little bit on purpose. I'm just trying to let him go by. I didn't want to close off the inside. It didn't help my tires, but I'm not really here to fight with the two big shots. I don't think I have the pace to keep totally in front, but I should have the pace at least to keep up and stay away from the back crew. Ooh, shit, Bossabie. You leaving doors open, buddy. Ooh, shit, 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 Bossabie. Ooh, light nudge there. Got pushed wide a little bit. Got pushed wide by Basabi just a bit. I don't think it warrants any sort of review, but if I had spun out and died, I think it would have. Was that lap 4? That was a little bit dodgy. Ooh, these tires are not gonna last. I need to think about coming into pit. Ooh, I definitely need to think about coming into pit. Let's see, if 10 minutes is 5 laps, another 5. I think I'm also going to have to take a little bit of fuel as well. We'll see what the top guys do. I think they're on the same tires as me, but they've probably saved their tires a little bit better. And there's a yellow flag, and Basabi's off the track again. We're going to do one more lap, and I think come in on to mediums. Either mediums or another fast stint. I'm not quite sure. Ooh, this braking is getting very difficult now. It's taking a lot of concentration. I do apologize if I'm either not talking enough or over talking. I'm quite nervous in this car, especially with Basabi behind me. God, these tires are not going to hold. Yeah, I think if I go into mediums, I shouldn't have to worry about tires as much. Yeah, Basabi's a lot better at that turn. While me and Basabi fight, Mac Manley's getting further. I'm going to let him go by. I'm not here to fight too much. The real question is actually, do I want to take more fuel? And do I want to take soft or mediums? Me and Basabi can make a gap. We can pretty much do whatever plan we want. Because we are miles ahead of that backpack. Ooh, cones. Hang back just about. Shit. Okay, I think I'm going to come into pit for another set of softs and just a tiny bit of fuel. I don't know if this is the right call, but I'm saying screw it. Oh, hey, Kola. Sorry about that. And yeah, I'm not the best racer right now, so sorry. I know I should have come in to do something, but grabbed a little bit of extra fuel just in case. I don't want to be totally out. I'm running low and worrying about that. Now, Koloff, your back out comment, was that when Basabi came up beside me and I was on the outside, or was that something else? I don't know how long you've been here. I just reopened my chat, so I do apologize. Thank you for joining, though. Surprised I'm still up in P3. This is reminiscent of the old first Macca League that I did, where I actually got to show how good I was. It was me, Bossa B, and another, a Spaniard, who actually was top of the league. And I slowly getting more people, and the more people, it got a little bit hectic in the turns. Oh, shouldn't brake that hard. It's gonna hurt the tires. Need to brake easier. I don't think they've come into pit. I don't know if they are going to pit. They said no stop was one of their strategies, and to do a no stop on more than likely softs is very difficult unless they switch tires right at the end and went on something else. But shit. Okay, I need to focus up. Sorry, guys. This is a very stressful car to drive, at least on pad. Looks like some people are getting upset there in the back. I'd be up for that next. I'd definitely be up for that, man. Thanks for coming into the stream. I should be done with this race in about an hour and a half, because there's another race after this. So it all depends on how long the break is and how things go. There's a car up here, but I think it's a back marker. Yes, it looks like it. Well, boys, instead of being run off the track, I'm catching up to the back markers now. And they have to give me the right of way. This is such a stressful car to drive. I think they probably went on mediums or hards for this race. It seems they did a no stop. So weird seeing the names pop up underneath since that's a bridge. Yeah, sorry about that, Nix. Ooh, someone has come out of pits, and it's 10th place. Let's see if he gets the hell out of my way. And it looks like the game is going to make him get out of the way with a nice little drift. I'm not catching too fast to the guys in front, and I don't think I will, but I have stayed ahead of all the people in the back, and I'm very, very thankful for that. This is probably the first race in a while that I haven't been shoved off by someone. However, next race, I start from closer to the back, so we shall see how that goes. Yeah, I don't think I've made any dent into Bossipy's time. I could probably even throw my fuel into a lower mix if need be, and I'd probably still be ahead. But we'll have to see. I'm not very good at short shifting for fuel saving. So let's check our fuel. Got 2 laps. 213 worth. We'll throw it into 2, I think, for just a little bit. That way we're not going to be dying of fuel at the end. I think the lack of power might also help me just a little bit on the control. A big grind in there. I'm hoping the time will end after 2 laps. That's another thing you have to calculate when it's a timed race, is more what lap will the actual time end. We're coming up on another back marker here. Let's see if I can at least catch him. I really want to know what tires they're on, because if it's lasted this long, then the endurance could also be a 1-stop. If they've done a no-stop. And if they're on hards with that pace, I'm in trouble. So yeah, even at lean 2, I'm still gaining time on the guys behind me, so that's a good sign for both this and the race, or the endurance race. That should be a good thing. Ooh, back marker spins it to win it. Ninth place I just passed. Alright, we're gonna flip it into 1 fuel mode, see if we can't finish off this race in a little bit of quickness. But keep an eye on the time though. If I pull up with 3 seconds left, I will purposely slow down so that way I cannot do another lap. So if I have to do another lap, it could be painful. Man, this car is just so wild to race. I think the endurance race will be the defining factor if I stay or not, because this has been me not involved in anything, just out of pace, but the endurance is a reverse grid order. So if I finish third, I'll finish 2 ahead of last in the next race out of 11 people. So probably 9th, 10th, 10th. No, I was right, 9th. Basabi has kept the same time away from me. I think they're on hards, but they had pace on hards, it seems. And if they've done this entire race on softs, how? I mean, if you look at my tires right now, this is after a few laps of everything. Ooh, there's some people getting mad in chat. Someone's saying room, know it? Probably asking to leave him some room. So yeah, we're just going to take this a little easy. Again, I don't want to finish the race right on time. So, and boom, guys, the sprint race is over for me at least. Started P3, finished P3. If we play F1 next, I'll stream it. I've got no other races because the pleb race that usually happens in the afternoon, we're not doing it because we're doing a 2-hour charity live stream race tomorrow. So I've got all afternoon to race and to live stream if we play it. I'm totally up for it. Ooh. Again, really glad you got to join the stream though, Nix. I hope you're enjoying the race. I know there wasn't much action, but trust me, it was a very panicky to drive this car. Let's see, what were the leaders on for tires? Looks like they were on hards.
Come on, boys. Let's fucking go.
So the host, Mac Manley, wins the race. Bossy second, me third. So basically we finished the same way we qualified. They were on hards for the entirety of the race, a no stop. Very interesting, very interesting. Well, third place, boys. That's good for a sprint race. Now we have to fight back in the endurance.
last lap. I spun in turn one. I had a snap of oversteer. I took a cat shit, so straight off the ground. But yeah.
Well, a lot of people are probably upset here in this chat. Hit me off track and never slowed down. Report. Yeah, there's a lot of people upset here. There's a lot of people.
Okay, the race will now start. Start time of the race. 5 to 8.
So we've got about 7 minutes until the next race, from what I just heard. I wasn't a complete lap down, Sebastian. I think I was like, technically, by the race standings, yes, I was a lap down because I finished the race earlier. So my completion time was a lap down due to it being a timed race, not a lap race. However, at the end, I was only about 20 seconds behind second place Basabi. But due to it being a timed race, of course, the AI will take over once you finish, and it will slow you down automatically, while they pass the start finish past the end date, so they got a whole another lap to race. So I was technically 20 seconds behind them, but I finished early, and it made me a lap down. But good to see you in here, Sebastian. Glad you could join. Thanks, Bryce. Third place. It's different from Macca League. I think the first Macca League I ever did, I finished third.
I'll be fine. The second lad's gonna race.
It was like Spa with the McLaren. Or no, it wasn't Spa. It was Red Bull Ring, and I did the McLaren. It was very good because I know how to overtake at Red Bull Ring. I think I started P6 and finished P3. So I'm gonna enter this race. God, I'm so tired. You can see just on this left chat how childish these people are. I'm doing an apology for just why to rejoin. Slow down, but you went into pit, so I didn't push you, so you could catch up slowly, but first I forgot to let you past. But then when remembered, let you past. What's your problem? It's a joke. Some childish people in this chat. That's all I gotta say a little bit, you know. Childish people. So I'm also going to change my tires from soft to hard, because I know I'm going to be starting off here in the back of this next race. It's a reverse order grid, so not that there's, 12 people. I'll probably be starting, still probably P9, if everyone's here for the previous race. Because Deadline joined, so he was the extra that didn't race in the previous race. So I'll probably be starting P9 in this next race. It's good and bad. It's good because I won't have to do too much carnage up front, but the bad thing is I will have to probably bob and weave past them, and starting on hards will be slow. So I'm going to have to pay attention to fuel. If they could do 25 minutes on hards, and this race is about to be 40 to 50 minutes, I'll probably do the same thing they did, no stop for 25, keep track of my fuel, and the time I come into pit, I'll either do another hard stint or a medium stint, because in endurance, hards and mediums are required. Sprint, you can do whatever you want. I could have, I did 2 soft stints, and that won't count against me. But in the endurance, it does require you to use hards and mediums. So I'll be starting on the hards to get them out of the way, just sort of stay behind, be consistent, and then when I come into pit, get a little bit of good refuel, and come out on mediums. If it's 40 minutes, that'll work out. 25 minutes on hards, 15 minutes on mediums. Because I did about 10 to 12 minutes on softs. So gauging in the middle of mediums, that might work out. So we'll have to see how this endurance race goes. It'll be a few more minutes until the race begins. So I hope everyone's still enjoying the stream. I hope everyone's enjoying this crazy race that's been happening. And these cars are very difficult to control. So we're going to set my brake bias back the same way it was. And I'm just coming out of pits just to allow myself to be set onto the grid, because I believe that's part of the thing. And the second thing is to gauge how these hard tires will feel. So I've not done a single lap on hards, I've only done softs. Seems like the race might be delayed a few more minutes. I'm just trying to listen in on the Twitch stream to hear. So it's ironic, Deadline is actually my teammate for the Red Bull Junior race, which will, of course, still be tomorrow. So after this stream, I don't know when we're going to do it, but me and Nick Steele will be playing some Formula 1, probably doing a co-op championship. I'll be live streaming that. And then tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, is going to be the Red Bull Junior race. Don't remember what track it's. I think Nürburgring GP is the track it's going to be at with the Red Bull Junior. Did fairly well last round. And I generally like the Nürburgring GP, so it should be a decent race to do. So that'll be 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then 3 p.m. Eastern will be a 2-hour charity race for Heart for Kids. I believe it's a New Zealand specific, like, organized one. I don't know if they're global or where they're mainly sanctioned, but it's very close to home in our little pleb race league. So instead of doing the pleb race league today, we're doing a pleb charity race tomorrow. One of our guys has a son that's actually got heart defects and stuff. He went through a rough time in his childhood, and he's still quite young. I think like 3 or 4. So we're racing not only for him, of course, but for all the kids with heart defects when born. I mean, that lasts for life usually. So they have to keep on that. And, kids going through anything, usually they're pretty tough, but it's still a hard thing to go through, both for the kids and the parents. So I think it's a good cause to race for. I've made my own livery for this race. I'll be driving the McLaren Group 3. And basically what the race is it's Group 1, I believe Group 1, and Group 3 together. So we'll have a few people driving Group 1s and a few people driving Group 3s. And it'll be timed, and it's basically racing your groups. It's at Spa, which I love Spa. It's going to be a fun track and a fun car for a good cause. I'll have the donation link for it if anyone would like to donate. I know I don't have much viewers, but if you want to donate anything, I'll have the link in my description when we do that race. Um, so I really hope that you can join me even for a little bit. We do have a few, I think, YouTubers racing with us. Last time we had PX Cam, who is now Andrew Racing. Unfortunately, he's in the UK at the moment with Super GT. Quite a big star-studded stuff going on over there. I'm going to re-ask him if he can join, at least into chat, just to say hi. Both him and Super GT, maybe. But it's for a very good cause. We're trying to do one every month, and it typically seems to be around the holidays. So the next one should be around Thanksgiving. So I really hope people can join us for that race, that stream. Even if you can't donate, if you can share the link with other people from the description, or just tell people about it, that would be just as good. So the hards don't feel too bad for this next race. The race has been delayed, I don't know when till. But the hards aren't feeling too bad. They're slower, but they're not too bad. So the race is about to start here soon, probably in about a minute. I think he's set the grid already, so we're going to be starting from closer to the back this time. So this will be more of a survival race. We're going to have to see how this one goes. We're going to have Bossaby and Mac Manley, the two guys that are in front of me, behind me. So, and the race is about to begin, guys. I hope you enjoy this next race. I hope I can enjoy it, because, oh boy, it's going to be stressful. So, let's get ready for this long. I believe it's either 40 or 45 minutes. And I was indeed right, starting in P9. So we'll see how this race goes. It is 40 minutes, so I believe it's a one-stop. Going from hards to mediums should work. Ooh, shit, what the fuck? Already some people dying here. Getting caught up in the crossfire of everyone. I'm just trying to stay safe, find a good route to take, and it's all going to shit. And this is why I definitely wanted to stay a little bit behind. People are already getting upset, of course. Bassaby's in front of me, and I believe Mac Manley is up there, so... this lap is all about survival right now, just trying to stay in line, not die. Ooh, shit. Having to brake very early in this lap. Bassaby muscling his way through. Gonna try giving him the room. Maybe even do a cutback. No, he did. I don't think I hit him. It looked pretty laggy. And he's looking pretty laggy there. Mac Manley's already up into second. Me and Bossaby back here in 5th and 6th. Bossaby making a lot of mistakes on these hard tires. I know we're probably all doing the same strat now. So I think our goal is just to try and stay focused. I'm not trying to overtake anyone just this moment, really. Bossaby slowing down quite a lot for the turn there. Oops, someone is dying here. It is Iron Bow. And no, I thought he was almost coming into pit here. So we're going to dive up the inside, but we're going to brake early to try and fake him out. Try to make him run wide, maybe. Which my plan is working. I'm going to try going up the inside of Bossy, leaving some Bruno on the outside. And I think we're actually going to back out here and stay behind him. So my plan to juke out Iron Bow worked excellently. Ooh. And someone else is dead. Me and Bossy move up a place. So far, so good. I've been able to avoid carnage and cause unintentional carnage by juking someone out. I love the jukes in this league. It's very easy to do. I don't think they race a lot with normal races. So being able to juke someone into the braking zone is quite a good strat for this league. I think me and Bossy have the pace to get by the second place, so it's probably going to be another 1, 2, 3 in the same order it was last race, but we'll have to see how this race goes. Again, just got to stay consistent, make sure I'm not wearing the tires down too much, and keep an eye on the fuel. Looks like someone's already rage quit. MGM Chef has left either by internet connection or by an honest rage quit. I'm just going to brake a little bit earlier again. This is more about survival than pace. So as long as I can survive and not make any contact, I can keep going at a reasonable pace. So how much laps of food we got? We've got about 8.5, give or take, of laps of fuel. A lot of people probably don't know how to take these turns. I'm still amazed that I'm taking these turns quite well. And as I say that, we almost bit it off the track. This guy is sliding around. So we're just trying to avoid the edges with this car. It's very twitchy. We touch even one little curb or piece of grass that we really don't want to get involved in, and we will spin. So my goal right now, just trying to get a better exit than most of these guys. Ooh, shit. I'm getting hit up behind because the guy don't know how to brake. I was on his outside and couldn't hold the right turn, so I tried keeping the inside, but I was ahead of him. Wonder what tires that guy's on. Oh, what the heck. He's probably going to blame me for that. Oh, you broke early. I'm sorry, I came in third last race. I know exactly where to brake and everything. If you're behind me, it's your responsibility to avoid me. I hold racing line, bud. The good news is, for the first Macca League race, I didn't get any penalty points against me for anything that happened. Someone actually got 5 points deduction from causing the incident lap 1, I believe, in one of the races, the sprint race. So I'm glad someone got a little bit of punished for causing me problems, and I'm losing focus and causing tire wear. Mac Manley is just pulling away. I think he's really good with these type of cars. He's gotten a lot better compared to the beginning of the Macca Leagues. And the guy that usually gets mad at me has left as well. A lot of people rage quitting. Oh god. So again, my goal here is to just try and hold on, stay consistent, which I'm not. Keep up with Bossaby if I can. And keep pace. If I can keep pace, I'll know I'll at least keep third. Because these guys have pace. I mean, we're all on hards. We were on hards last race, and I could barely keep up on softs. So these guys have pace. I've just got a little bit of luck on my side to stay consistent and to stay grounded onto the track. But if I can copy their strategies, I should be able to keep third, which will be my best in the league. Oh, another guy has left. Don't think it's internet connections, although some people have been a little glitchy in the race, but I think a lot of people rage quit in endurance because sprint, you start where you're supposed to. You're starting where your pace determines. But in the endurance, when you get switched around, it's anyone's game. And a lot of times there's a lot of conflict when people are trying different strategies, and someone took out the cone there. Someone took out the cone in that turn. And that is going to affect my braking points. That is not a good thing, lads. That is not a good thing. I've lost quite a lot of time to Bassaby that I don't think I'll be able to make up. And now I've just got to keep my consistent pace to stay in front of this guy, but I don't think I'm going to have it. We'll have to see. We're still ahead by 3 seconds. That's why I use the cones usually. They're a good brake marker, but I think there's been just so many fighting on track that it is causing a lot of kerfuffle and them knocking over the cones. I'm not using all the cones as braking points. I usually use them as a waypoint, but that one turn I definitely do like to use the cones as an indicator. And usually this one here. Man. I'm gaining time to the guy behind, so that is a good thing. I'm still staying ahead quite well. It's been about 11 minutes into this race, so we just got to keep consistent. Make sure I get to the end of the race. And these hards, ooh boy. Hard tires, no fun. I also usually prefer lapped races. When you actually know the laps, you can plan the strategies, and you're not stuck trying to mind game with the clock. Alright, so a little bit better into that turn. Could have probably gotten on the gas earlier, but we're just trying to be safe. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay fast. These hards are starting to wear down, though. I am starting to feel the lack of grip at higher speeds. It's not a good thing. I'm going to have to stay on these for at least Probably another 12 minutes if I'm to copy what the leaders did. And they are still gaining time away from me. It is impressive, their pace on hards. After that little turn one kerfuffle, I'm definitely going to have a hard time catching up to Bossabine and getting the slip. If anyone ever likes hard tires, you are a madman. Hard tires are obviously the hardest, and they are just, ooh, not grippy. They're grippy in low turns, but not the wide ones, which on this track is sort of a blend of both. So we are still pretty slow. We've lost another second to Bossaby. Gosh, I gotta find a new braking point for that turn. I'm sort of in flux with the guy behind me. I think I'm gaining more time away from him than he is gaining, but it is still tricky. Use a little bit of the exit curve, trying to gain a little bit more speed here. Just trying to find areas where I can still get some speed, but not lose it with this tire wear. Ooh, something has happened to Mac Manley. He is now in second place. Bossaby is in the lead. They're still quite ahead of me, 10 seconds about, almost 11. Must have been that Bossaby just found the extra grip he needed to get past Mac Manley. Braveheart, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're about halfway, maybe a little bit, less than halfway through the endurance race. Sprint race was 25 minutes long. I came in third place. Started P9 at the beginning of the endurance since it's a reverse grid. Currently back up into P3. We've got about 24 minutes left in the race, but it is starting to get a little bit more difficult. We're very much behind the leaders. All three of us in the lead are on hard tires, so there's no advantage that I have over them or vice versa. They just have better pace. And right now I'm just trying to save tires and try to plan the fuel in order to make it to the end of this race. The hards are starting to give me a lot of issues, but it's not time yet to pit. Unfortunately, we've got a few more laps until it's a good time to pit onto the mediums. If I am to follow the leaders' strats from last race, they did about 25 minutes on hards, and it's only been about 17 minutes in this race. So I don't want to try pushing on mediums that might get worn. I'd rather stay out on the hards, get some consistent laps, and then come into mediums and be able to push just that little bit harder on them. Good thing about it, this car is very twitchy for a controller player like me. But the track itself, beautiful track, beautiful track. Absolutely love it. Usually I can flick the turns in a faster car, but not in this little car. I'm just trying to take it easy, make sure I can get through these turns okay. Stay ahead of the guy behind me. The guy behind me has lost a lot of time. I was only about 8 seconds. Now I'm 12 seconds in front, but I've also lost 4 seconds to Mac Manley in front. So at this point, I'm running basically my own race. Just driving in laps around Suzuka with tire wear. That's basically what this is. Very funny, in practice before I started the stream, I never completed a single lap. And then when I started the stream, I started doing very well. But these hards are starting to affect me. Taking some unorthodox lines just because the grip is not there. I know I'm not going to be catching first or second even when we get to mediums. But depending on my gap to the guy behind, I might be able to flip it into a lower fuel mode, save some fuel, stay out a little bit longer, depending on the gap, and then push on mediums. Because again, for this race today, you do have to do hards and mediums. They are required. You can do soft if you'd like, but then you'd have to do 2 pit stops. So let's check to see how much fuel we got. 2 laps. I'm going to flip it into a lower fuel. Try to save a little bit of fuel before we come into pit, so we can stay out just that little bit longer. And I'm going to have to do some math on how much fuel I actually need to the end of the race when I come into pit. Because if a lap is about 2 minutes 14 or 16 if you think of my consistency, then if it gets to 15 minutes, I'm going to need about, let's see, 15 divided by 2, 7.5. So I'll probably need about 7 laps of fuel, maybe a little bit more. A few people behind me are beginning to come into pit now, of course. Deadline and a few of the others. Even running at 2 mixture, I'm still gaining time away from the guy behind me, which is a good sign. It means I'm still doing relatively good. His tires are probably really getting to him now. And I'm hoping that after I come into pit, I still will be relatively ahead. I think someone else has quit. Yes, another driver has quit the race. We've had quite a few dropouts. We started this race with 12 racers, and now it's down to 8. Happened last weekend during the Red Bull Junior race as well. A lot of people were leaving for unknown reasons. More than likely, a lot of people rage quitting because they've either been slammed too hard or something like that. I have never quit a GT Sport race, even if it's a league race, an actual championship race, and I'm a full lap behind. I still continue. So yes, we've got one more lap to go until we come into pit. We've still got quite a gap to the guy behind. And depending on fuel, it's saying we have about a lap left. So we're going to actually flip it into 3 now. And just keep a close eye on it. We've got quite a gap to the guy behind. I don't think the guy behind has come into pit either, so if he doesn't come into pit and finishes ahead of me, he gets a lot of point deductions. It's going to feel good to get off of these hard tires. Well, I might not have been the fastest, at least I thought I was at first. But if I finish in 3rd again, that will be an interesting set of races for me. It'll be better than it was last time out in the Macca League normal race. Very hard for me to see these minuscule numbers for my amount of laps left. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. That's not a good thing, but we've kept it at least. Ooh, that was a little bit scary. Definitely coming in this lap. Oh my goodness. Tires and fuel are not helping me. Looks like Macca League is coming into pit. So we're going to go to mediums, and we're definitely going to refuel. So let's see, we're probably going to be 7.5 laps of fuel maybe. And about there. That way if we need a save, we'll be able to save. Now these are going to be colder tires, meaning I won't have as much grip in them at the beginning. The guy behind me was also running quite low. I guess he was trying to push at me, but he also goes to mediums, of course. And it feels good and bad to be on new tires. Cold tires are making my car swerve a little bit more, but I am keeping it under control. But I can feel the grip. So let's see, we are 29 seconds, maybe? I can't read it correctly. 23 seconds, I believe, behind Macca. And we are 22 seconds ahead of 4th. So, if I can keep it in order, it looks like this is going to be a casual Saturday drive to the end of this race for 3rd place, which I'll be happy with. I thought I had pace in practice, but it seems that is not the case. Basabi's coming into pit. He was also low. Wow, a lot of people coming in low on their fuel. Basabi still stays ahead of Mac Manley. So it's not going to be an exact replica of last race. Mac Manley won the last race, and Basabi came second. Basabi can stay ahead. Looks like Basabi's going to win, and Mac Manley in second. But I get that consistent third, baby, my lucky number. A little bit dodgy there. Trying to push just a little bit. Oop, we hit grass. Being a little bit too cocky on these mediums. Mediums are a little bit more slippy, that is for sure. I guess the hards had their benefits, kept you grounded. But that's not a bad thing, because that means I'm going to have more grip on these babies for exits. To go just a little bit faster. So again, just trying to keep consistent. If I can stay consistent, I can keep third. Maybe by some miracle, one of the two die up front. Highly doubt it, but it's always a hope. Let's see here. Got the fastest lap, but probably not for long. I expect those guys are either trying to fuel save due to low fuel, or they might be battling it out. But I don't expect to hold the fastest lap for too long. Just reminds me of the Formula One days where me and Nix played, and I just kept getting fastest lap, fastest lap. But this game, it's a little bit harder trying to stay consistent. I think the most exciting part of this race was honestly the beginning, where I was just sort of staying behind and got through people. And juking Ironbow into running wide at turn 1. Seeing chat's quiet. I hope everyone who's still here is enjoying the stream. I know it's been fairly uneventful. I've been trying to talk a little bit about controlling the car and a little bit where people are at, but there's really nothing going on except doing a few laps here and there. So I do apologize for the lack of excitement, but being up in third is a lot better than last weekend, coming in nearly almost last in all the races. I will look at that comment here in just a little bit when I get a good area to look. Thanks, Bryce. Glad I haven't made any too big mistakes. It's funny, I'm about the same amount of seconds I was behind Bossaboo last race that I am now behind Mac Manley. The guy behind me is quite a distance behind. Wow, Ironbow is taking a very late pit stop. I'm 26 behind first, so that means that McManley is only 6 seconds behind him, so they could have a fight or a kerfuffle at the end, depending on tire wear and fuel. As for me, I'm just trying to stay consistent. Although now that the tires are wearing on this, they're not as grounded as hard tires. Let's see, we've got about 3 laps, almost 4 laps of fuel. That should get us even past the time limit. If I don't bin it. I'm a little bit nervous now that the tires are starting to fade. I'm still quite a ways ahead, but if I spin out, there could be a chance that he could catch up. I am not in lean. I was in lean towards the end of my hard stint, but I instantly changed my fuel back when I came into pit. Because in this game, power 1 is the strongest. Lean is 6. So I'm currently in power 1, although I am keeping a close eye on the fuel. Because I'm taking these tires to the end no matter what they do to me, like that. Wee. These tires are getting fun. I think if you put me with any car on a track that I actually enjoy, I do pretty decently. I still don't entirely like this car, but I love Suzuka. Ooh. Woohoo, okay, okay, okay. Alright, we gotta focus up now. That's not a good thing to do. We got 2 minutes, probably 1 lap left. I'm gonna have to focus up. I also just realized that I lost the fastest lap to Basabe. Which makes sense. One more lap. I've got just enough fuel, but let's see if the tires help. Oh, shit. I got distracted. I got distracted. Shit. Get back on track. Woohoo. I got distracted trying to look at times and I forgot. My tires are shit. So Basabe wins this race. And Mac Manley looks like he's going to come home in second. And if I can keep this pace, I got third. Again. And third it is, guys. Third it is.
My rears are like, I have 10% left in my rears. Yeah, terrible.
Well, guys, that was an interesting race. Third place, 2 times in a row.
Thank you, Max. Congrats to you as well, mate. You did really well. Fair play. Welcome back to you, then, DJ. You're joining.
Oh boy, what a race That was, though. I want to save that juke. I loved that juke that I did on Iron Bow.
Bro,
That
like,
was such a good
holy
juke. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thank you, Bryce. It's two podiums in a row, two third places.
yeah, good job on the win, Basti. I just started fucking dying at the end of the race. I couldn't do anything.
Whew. Well, that was a good race. I hope everyone enjoyed it. It's probably going to end the stream. Usually, what happens at the end is Mac Manley like insta closes the lobby, and then he goes into a voting session for the next race. You have to. He does a spinner. Haha, very funny. We do spinners as well. Do spinner for 3 cars for the next race. You vote for which car you want, and whatever wins, you drive at the next track. So, I know it's a very abrupt ending, but I think I'm going to end the stream there. Two third places felt very good today. I love Suzuka. I loved it. Um, so I think I'm going to end the stream, though. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, next live stream should be here in just a little bit. Me and Nick Steele are going to stream some Formula One, more than likely co-op campaign. And then after that ends, if you can't join us, or if it ends too fast or goes too long, the next live stream will be the Macca League Red Bull Junior League at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then our charity 2-hour race at Spa will be Sunday at 3 p.m. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I really appreciate everyone that came. And I'll catch you guys